Welcome into Drew's Daily Diamond for the week of December 9th. It is college football playoff opening line report, breaking it down here. The four games that we just got yesterday. I'm going to be projecting where I think the sides and totals end up by kickoff, when to get down early, when to wait it out until closer till game time. I am Drew Martin breaking down the slate of games. Let me know in the comments below where you agree, where you disagree, what you think of the college football playoff, kind of how they seeded them, the teams that got in. All is welcome in the comments below, guys. I'll be in there as well, reading them, chiming in with you. So we got first game up here, Friday Night Lights, December 20th. We're not going to have to wait too long. Right at the top, guys, do want to get this out. Usually in the past, it'd be like multiple weeks off, and then you're playing in a playoff game. Now it's pretty much just like a bye week. And now you're going to be going for the round one games here, as we get first game up, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific on ABC, December 20th, Friday night. It's Indiana and Notre Dame. If you're going off of ticket prices, this is the most in-demand game to get in the stadium. It is $900 to get in, as I'm looking right now on Ticketmaster. South Bend, Indiana. It's the Hoosiers at the Fighting Irish. -7 and a hook. That's Notre Dame as the home favorite, 50.5 being the total. Indiana comes in, Big Ten, 11-1, 9-3 against the spread. Also 9-3 over under. Notre Dame, 11-1 on the season, 10-2 against the spread. Of course, that one loss against Northern Illinois, came back, ran the table pretty much, won 10 straight. They covered 8 of them. They were a huge money maker. This game opened in the offshore market, -8, 51.5. We are now seeing Notre Dame 7.5, 50 and a hook. So little bit of Indiana money off the open and a tick down totals wise. Do want to say with the totals, all four of these games at the home site of the higher ranked team, the better ranked team, all open air stadiums, and 3 of them up north, like in Big Ten country, this being one of them that I'm counting is a kind of a colder element could be involved. Weather could be an issue. Of course, that's tough to handicap as we're 12 days out from these games. But looking at the Indiana side of things, their head coach, Curt Cignetti, a lot of people like him here. However, breaking down a couple of them, yes, they did win 66-0 against Purdue in their last game. He was just 1-1 off of a bye. They did lose that one 38-15 against Ohio State. The winner of this game does play Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. Looking at Notre Dame's side of things, their head coach, Marcus Freeman, 3-0, 100% off of a bye. They did win the bowl game last year, 40-8 as 5-point favorites. That's usually pretty promising here. They scored 49 in back-to-back games. They scored 35 plus in 5 straight. Something I noticed looking at the Notre Dame kind of schedule overall, they played 6 games, not in South Bend. You normally don't see these big-time programs play half of their games on the road or neutral site games. I think it comes back here. I don't think it's going to get to 7. I don't think there's going to be that much Indiana money. If there is, though, I would look to be betting on the Irish at that key number of a touchdown. Instead, guys, we saw this move go towards the under, 51.5 down to 50.5. I could see a little bit more under money taking place, particularly when the weather element comes into, and it's always one of those things as a handicapper, kind of projecting the weather, very difficult, but something I could see if we do get some weather, more under money. We got Saturday, 3 games. First one up, Penn State hosting SMU. This is Saturday, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, getting going early here, December 21st. It's on TNT, Happy Valley, Pennsylvania. The winner will face Boise State, the 3 seed, in the Fiesta Bowl. Mustangs at the Nittany Lions, 53.5 being the total. Penn State, -8, as high as -8.5, actually. And this is one that opened in the offshore market again, guys, at -7.5. And I say that, the global market, because a lot of times this will open and then the other sports books will just kind of copy that number and kind of, either go a little bit higher or lower. So I'm bringing up the -7.5 as the opener, and it's mostly -8s right now. Penn State as the favorite. Nittany Lions coming in off of losing the Big Ten championship game against Oregon. 11-2 on the season, 6-6 against the spread. SMU, they also lost their conference championship in the ACC to Clemson. They're 11-2 on the season, 8-4 against the spread. Their head coach, Rhett Lashley, Interesting handicap here, probably the least known out of all the head coaches in the first round here of the college football playoff. He is 1-0 off of a bye. And something I will say is Rhett Lashley's a longtime assistant under Gus Malzahn, usually good with extra preparation time. However, he's been on his own here as the head coach of SMU. And last year in the bowl game, they were against Boston College in Fenway Park, so kind of a road game. It was 40 degrees, and they lost 23-14 as 2 touchdown favorites. So that's not too promising. However, it's not necessarily apples to apples, just a regular bowl game last year to this year in the playoff, but did want to bring that up. More so it's SMU, what's their best win? Pitt, Louisville, TCU, not a whole lot of meat on that bone. So going up against Penn State here, breaking them down, lost against Oregon, their head coach, James Franklin, 0-12 versus top 5 teams, but he's not playing a top 5 team. But still, the big games, him falling short, that has been a theme here. You'll hear a lot of people talk about. He's 8-7 off of a bye, not great. And last year, they lost by a touchdown to Ole Miss in the Peach Bowl. Overall, guys, I think more people are going to take notice of, I think Penn State's got the better players. I mean, you go by recruiting rankings, they definitely do. We have seen the half a tick point up, even a full point towards Penn State since the opener, just 20 hours ago. I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of that. I doubt this would go off as like a 10-point favorite for Penn State. But if you like the Nittany Lions at home here, kicking off on Saturday, I would grab this 8 here. I doubt this hangs around. I think it's higher by kickoff. So looking towards Penn State to take money in this one. Next one up, 4 p.m. on TNT as well. Texas Memorial Stadium, Austin, Texas. Clemson and Texas. The Longhorns hosting the Tigers. The winner will face the 4 seed, Arizona State, in the Peach Bowl. 51.5, 52 being the total, depending where you're shopping. -11. That's Texas as the home favorite. They did open right on the number of 11, so not a lot of side movement in this one. The total did open 53, so we've seen a full point and a half towards the under. Clemson 10-3 on the season, just 5-6 against the spread. Texas 11-2 on the year, 7-5 against the spread. Texas went 4-8 trending towards the under. Clemson 3-8 trending towards the under. Clemson's head coach Dabo Swinney, also not great off of a bye, 9-9, 500 against off of the bye. They did win the bowl game last year against Kentucky, however, did not cover the 3.5. And really, Clemson overall, they're the bid stealer of this group. The one that not a lot of people had heading in, obviously had to win the ACC championship. They did. They beat SMU, and they hung on there. So you got to give them credit. But up against the Texas Longhorns here, their head coach, Steve Sarkisian, 9-5 off of a bye, 2-0 this year, 11-0 versus all teams not named Georgia. But at the same time, no ranked wins on the season. That is shocking for an SEC team to go 11-2 and not have any ranked wins. I don't know if I can remember that off the top of my head. Anyway, I can't. Runner up in the SEC. But another negative here towards Texas, they were 1-3 against the spread at home against SEC teams. And their one win, ATS, was against Florida a little over a month ago, where they had the third string quarterback come in. It was a terrible spot for the Gators. So for whatever reason, not covering numbers at home, sidewise, I think it's tough, guys. We haven't seen any movement sidewise. It's still on 11. Instead, I would go towards this total. Both teams combining to go 7-16 to the under. We get a 52 out there. I wouldn't be surprised if this kicks off as a total of 50 flat in Texas. Got one game left. Let me know in the comments below where you agree, where you disagree. All is welcome. Smash that like button if you're liking the content. As we got 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific to end it here in round 1 on ABC. We're heading to the Horseshoe in Columbus, Ohio for Tennessee and Ohio State. The SEC taking on the Big Ten, -7.5. That's Ohio State as the home favorite. 47.5 being the total. The winner will face the number 1 overall seed, Oregon, in the Rose Bowl. This game opens 7, so we've seen a half a point tick here towards the Buckeyes. They come in 10-2 on the season, just 6-6 against the spread, though. Tennessee also 10-2, 7-5 ATS. Their head coach, Josh Heupel, he's just 3-4 off of a bye, so extra preparation time really not helping this Josh Heupel coached kind of administration. They did win last year's bowl game 35-0 against Iowa, but totally different circumstances. Just a regular bowl game in Orlando, Florida. Now they're going into a playoff game in Columbus, Ohio. Very different. They also lost both of their games going off as the underdog to Georgia and Alabama. They lost them straight up and against the spread. And they were just 3-6 against the number against SEC teams. So against the better competition, Tennessee not really playing up to snuff, at least where the odds makers had them priced at. And Ohio State on the other side, yes, they lost the game to Michigan 10-13, going off as nearly 3 touchdown favorites. Their head coach, Ryan Day, pretty good off of a bye, 5-2. They did lose 14-3 to Missouri in last year's Fiesta Bowl, I believe. But vastly different circumstances. Just wanted to throw that out because there was a lot of transfers in that game, people opting out. Overall, guys, I think Ohio State might take a little bit of money in this one. I mean, I bring up, the ATS trends for Tennessee, for Josh Heupel with extra preparation time, not great. In Ohio State, yes, last time out did not look very good with a lot of eyeballs on them. But I could see the bounce back here at home. I think the weather might help them as well. So maybe look for Ohio State to take a little money by kickoff. But the two main ones I would look at, Clemson and Texas under 52, and Penn State, if you like the Nittany Lions. I doubt that -8 is there by kickoff. Guys, that's Drew Martin breaking down the opening line report for college football playoff. The recap over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we went 4-5 with the picks on the show, -1.5 units. So that brings us to 91-71, 56% winners for the last 11 weeks on the show. So long term there, hitting 56%. Yes, that counts in juice. No, that's not -140, -150, and then claiming 56% winners. It's pretty much all -110, and we're counting the units in it, plus 12 units of profit. $100 better, up $1,200 betting every single game, given out for free on the YouTube channel. We'll be back giving picks for the Tuesday show, college basketball, so stay tuned for that, guys. Let me know in the comments below, again, where you agree, where you disagree, where you're watching from. All is welcome. Any questions, fire away. I'll be in there chiming with you. Smash that like button. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Enjoy the week for, no college football games this weekend, but we'll get into them actually for the playoffs the following weekend. So not a lot of time off for college football. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.